If it all sounds familiar, that's because it is. This is the second time the federal government has said yes to the pipeline expansion as the Prime Minister tries to find common ground between the oil industry and people worried about the environment. Now, these are the highlights of today's announcement. As mentioned, Trudeau says construction will begin this year, but it's important to point out that many permits and numerous regulatory approvals are still required before that can happen. Trudeau is also pledging to invest all profits the government makes from the pipeline into clean energy projects. But the government does not want to own the Trans Mountain Pipeline forever. Trudeau says he is open to selling the entire pipeline to First Nations investors. All right, let's go live to CTV's David Molko on the ground in the middle of that protest that we showed you just a few minutes ago in Vancouver. David, what is the atmosphere and the reaction where you are?
Well, it's electric, Scott. In the last few minutes, this crowd has doubled from 100 to 200 and upwards probably of 300 right now. I'm going to step out of the way and give you a look at the crowd. What they're saying here is they are not buying what the Prime Minister is selling. They didn't buy it in 2016. They're not buying it again 3 years later. We have all sorts of signs, all sorts of colorful characters saying they are not buying what the Prime Minister said about keeping an open mind about this process from the beginning. I can also tell you right now that there is going to be another court challenge all the way to the Court of Appeals and possibly all the way to the Supreme Court. We heard from some local First Nations a short time ago. Let's take a listen.
Will defend our rights.
This government is not committed to reconciliation when they choose.
Set by the Supreme Court of Canada, and we will defend our rights.
This government is not committed to reconciliation when they choose to fight us in court, when they choose to approve these pipelines without our consent, and when they choose to behave in such a dishonorable way.
My message to the federal government is, you can go ahead and try, but communities are prepared to fight you at every step.
And in the words of the Wilderness Committee, who's holding this rally, and you just heard from them there, this decision is an unforgivable betrayal. You see the sign behind me saying, so this is reconciliation, ? This group plans to leave here in a few minutes' time, march up the middle of Georgia Street, and make a left turn through the middle of downtown Vancouver. We'll be with them over the course of this hour as we watch the reaction to this decision unfold. Scott?
All right, thanks very much, David, in downtown Vancouver tonight.